Testing 4, 5, 6.
Testing. 1, 2, 3.
I can't believe we're not matching today, but I did realize we are wearing shirts with like a.
Oh,
what do they call this? A ringer tee?
A ringer tee. Yes, where they have the. Oh, is that what it's called? Ringer? Because
Is that what
a ring around the bottom of the sleeve?
I think so. I don't know. I could be wrong.
We could Google it, but we're not going to.
We're not going to.
Yes, this is my vintage Celtics championship
I love it.
shirt.
Fabulous.
In honor of the
Jayson Tatum.
Pour
one out for Jayson.
We'll get to that. All right, let's see how this sounds. Hi, Charlotte. Madeline, hello.
We're back
From Maine.
Not at the Longfellow Hotel anymore.
No,
Recording.
Beautiful place.
Fabulous.
Really, honestly love that hotel.
It was great. 10 out of 10.
It was a fantastic stay. We had a lovely weekend.
Yes.
Did some content.
Did some content.
Did some journalism.
Boy, we did. No, we did. We had a great time. For those who haven't listened, we went to the 2025 Miss Maine Pageant to watch Bill Belichick's 24-year-old girlfriend compete in the Miss Maine Pageant.
We did.
And, there's a full recap.
Yeah. There's a
full... Go listen to that if you're interested.
Full episode out about that. That was wild. That was such a whirlwind because we were obviously at the thing and then had to sit down and be like, okay, let's try to say something thoughtful about this.
I know. I think we did. I'm really proud of us for what we said and for going. And it felt like, as we said on the bonus episode about the pageant, it really would have done the story a disservice if we had not gone.
Big time.
Like, we needed to go.
Even something as simple as like seeing the competition.
Yeah.
And because I think if you're not there, it's easy to say things like, oh, well, because of the hubbub, because of the media, Jordyn lost. And it's like, well, if you watched the competition, I think third place was exactly where she should have come in.
It felt fair for her performance.
She did great. Yeah. But I miss Cumberland Mara Carpenter, who is from Maine. And I think that there is actually much, much more. I think the practice of going state hopping, they call it in pageants. Of just finding a state to compete for Miss USA.
Yeah.
Some reporting's come out from the Bangor Daily News that Shelby Howell, who won first place over Mara Carpenter, might not be as much from Maine as she made it sound.
What?
There was an Instagram post she'd put up that said born and raised in San Diego.
What? Wait.
Which she has since deleted.
Wait.
There's a foundation she created maybe 4 days ago.
What?
With one Instagram post.
Stop.
And Mara Carpenter is from Rockland, went to Camden Hills Regional, which is where a bunch of my friends from growing up went. My family's in Rockport. It's right next door. And she lives in Freeport. She's a wedding and events planner in Maine.
Wow.
She was first runner-up. So,
whoa.
But it's interesting because you start to think like these pageants in states with not as many people, a lot of people do go there to try to win.
Right.
And then the organization, well, they chose someone who people are now wondering how much she's from. But so anyway, that's a.
Wow. Maybe that's the bigger story here. Whoa.
Just saying. Also, Mara had a post on her Instagram that I thought was poignant. She said, I appreciate all the media reaching out and congratulating me on my placement, but at the same time fails to even mention my placement in any article and still continues to ask for my input on the other ladies. I loved all of the contestants, and I'm the mystery person that you failed to mention in between winner and second runner-up. We all worked incredibly hard. Put that in your article.
Well, yeah, mic drop. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough.
There have been a lot of articles that have come out about the pageant because obviously the national media descended upon this.
Yes.
As did we.
Yes.
But I think a lot of the articles were asking other people there about Jordon Hudson. There were a few that were very good, a few that did justice and talked about the other people there. But it does start to feel just like everybody's lost the plot and complete perspective when you parachute into this thing that are these people's lives that they have spent years trying to compete for. And then you ask them about Bill Belichick and Jordon Hudson, his girlfriend. You know, like there's I don't know.
Yeah. No, it's not what you'd want to be asked if you'd spent that much time working out, which I understand. But then again, also we did go. So
exactly. It's there's a balance of, which is why we tried to talk about the thing as a whole event.
Yes, it's a whole event. It's complicated, as we said on our recap episode. This is not a black and white conclusion that we came to after attending. It's complicated.
Yeah. Go listen to it.
Go listen. Anyways, well, should we get into some regularly scheduled sports gossip content?
Please. I would love to talk about something else.
Knicks Celtics.
Oh, I don't want to talk about that.
You don't want to talk about it. Well, there's a lot to talk about, unfortunately.
It's so sad.
I know.
So
we'll talk about the sad thing first. So
some things are good. Some things are good.
We said this in our audio tester before the music started rolling, but Jayson Tatum, star for the Boston Celtics, went down with what looked like a pretty serious ankle injury. Maybe it was Achilles. For those who don't know, Boston Celtics are very good.
Yes.
It's my sports analysis.
Yes. No, this is good. Keep going. I want to see where this goes.
Jayson Tatum, star of the team.
Uh-huh.
He's an interesting character.
Uh-huh.
He's very good.
Yes.
But he's a little cheesy.
Yes.
And so people have mixed feelings about him because he's, again, one of the best players in the NBA, but he's just kind of lame.
He's a corny guy.
He's a corny guy.
But just lovely.
Lovely.
Seems like
Yes.
a lovely guy.
Nice guy. No, not really. He's not a controversial player.
No, he's just, he, and also people have said, is he really a superstar? Is he as good as people say? I say, yeah. Yes, he is. Because the Celtics won the championship last year, but they played a lot of teams that were injured. And people were like, oh, well, maybe they're not actually that good. Yes, they were that good. But now Tatum himself is injured. And the Knicks are up 3-1 in the second round of the playoffs on the Boston Celtics.
And historically, it's very rare for a team to come back from 3-1.
Very rare.
It's like, maybe as small of a percentage as the Mavs getting the first round pick in the NBA draft lottery, which we will get to. That was a little tease.
The basketball gods have been godding, as the kids say.
So, it seems unlikely that the Celtics will win the series, obviously. At this point.
It seems very unlikely. Jayson Tatum had an unbelievable game last night before he got hurt. I think 42 points. He was playing out of his mind, but the Knicks were winning.
Yeah, they were up by 9.
Even when he got hurt, right?
Yeah.
And so it seems I could see in a 7-game series, it goes back to TD Garden in Boston for Game 5. I could see the Celtics winning that game as kind of a rally around Jayson Tatum. I do not see them winning the 2 after that. No. And the whole thing, I'm very sad. The Celtics blew a 20-point lead in the first 2 games, and I think that kind of shocked and hurt me so much that now I'm numb now. So I feel sort of, I'm like, thank you for the good times. But more than anything, it just sucks. An injury like that.
It's terrible.
To anybody.
No, it's terrible.
Is horrific. Yeah. And watching him in his wheelchair oh my God.
I know. I don't know why they show that.
I don't either.
I don't need to see that. That's terrible. Who needs to see that?
No, it's like the most vulnerable moment.
No, yeah, it's awful.
Also, something I want to say.
Please.
While I'm at it. It is unbelievably difficult to win a championship. Any sports team that wins a championship also has a lot of luck because it means their players didn't get hurt. A lot of times, the team that stays healthiest, it has a very good shot at winning the championship.
Yeah.
So anyone who says last year that the Celtics only won because other teams were injured, well, that's a part of it. And that's all I have to say about that. I'm really going through it.
Okay, yeah, you're going through it. Yeah, you're a lifelong Celtics fan. I'm sorry. Sorry, okay. Things aren't looking like they're going in your favor. But I will say, what I was talking to my husband about this was it feels like even injury aside, that, the Celtics blew these 20-point leads, first 2 games, that the vibes were just not in their favor. And the vibes were off in the same way that the Chiefs' vibes were off in the Super Bowl last year against the Eagles when they lost.
Could not agree with you more.
It's kind of like there's not really a reason. You're just like, the vibes are off.
And they're both defending a title. The Chiefs had won the Super Bowl the year before. The Celtics had won the NBA Finals the year before.
Right.
I think you get exhausted.
Yeah.
It is you're so drained. You've been playing for so long. I also think that the mental weight of being like, we won, we now have to do it again to prove that we really were as good as we were. Because people say we weren't. Like, oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah.
What a mental. Yeah, no, Madeline, the vibes were so bad.
So bad.
Even before Tatum got hurt, I was just like, I didn't understand. I was like, why are they losing?
Yeah.
I was like, this doesn't.
The math isn't mathing.
No.
You know what it reminds me of
What?
is when on Survivor. Do you watch Survivor?
No, but I wish I did because I
We've
think
talked
I
about
would
this.
love it.
You would love Survivor. It's incredible. So on Survivor, sometimes they'll have someone occasionally. I mean, Survivor heads are going to come for me. But you know when a contestant will come back at the next a future season to kind of like compete again. Like they'll have like all-stars come back or whatever, or like a mix of new contestants and a couple all-stars. And then the all-star won't win. Like it's just like the odds, like the vibes, you're not winning. Like it's hard to come back and win a second time. You know what I mean?
Big time.
That's what it kind of feels like. It's like, well, you just won last year. I don't think it's going to happen again.
No, it's like so, and it makes you think of the dynasties of like the Warriors or the Celtics previously. You're like, how did they do that?
I know. It is crazy.
You could say it's because there's more parity within the league now, and who cares? So that's the Celtics side of things. I think I got most of my emotion out when they blew those 2 leads.
Yeah.
To be honest, I did cry.
I mean, it was pretty sad.
I don't know if I've said that yet on the podcast.
You haven't said it on the pod, but you told me that.
I wrote about it.
Yeah.
Oh, anyway, okay. You have an announcement, though.
I do?
I don't know if you know that you have an announcement. You have an announcement.
What's my announcement?
What? We didn't plan this, folks. What basketball team are you a fan of?
Well,
I've
taken my talents to the New York Knicks. Here's what I'll say.
Yeah.
I'm a Georgia sports fan, as everyone knows. And I feel like energetically being a Georgia sports fan is the same as being a Knicks fan. It's kind of like you have some success, you do pretty well sometimes, but at other times you're just so deeply disappointed. Just Georgia will just collapse. And it feels like that's what it's like being a Knicks fan. And I was watching that game last night and something switched in me. And I was like, I live in Brooklyn. What am I doing? I'm a Knicks fan. Bing bong.
Oh, man. I love this for you. I love this
fits.
For you.
It fits.
It fits. It's perfect. It's very chic to be a Knicks fan.
It is.
I would also argue that you're not bandwagoning so much as you've followed them.
Yeah.
You had enough pain as a Georgia fan before the football team won 2 national championships that it's like you can take some of that pain and heartbreak and transfer it over to the Knicks experience where now it's almost like you have earned them being up 3-1 in the second round for the first time since 1999?
Exactly. And I'm such a vibes fan. Again, not a sports expert, sports gossip expert, and I'm just going off vibes. I like their celebrity row. It's like the atmosphere is very vibey, vibes with my vibe. A lot of vibes happening.
You're also you're more of a sports expert than you think you are.
No.
Well,
we'll see.
You're doing pretty good.
Oh, thanks.
My husband is a Knicks fan, as I've said before.
Yeah.
And he, first of all, he was like, it sucks that Tatum got hurt. Like that makes it so much. That sort of deflated it a bit, but he was like, I've never seen the emotions on. He was like, he stood up and he was like, he couldn't really speak. He was like, this hasn't happened.
Yeah.
He was like, this hasn't happened.
Yeah.
He was like, I
can't believe it.
It's been 25 years.
Yeah.
He was like, what does this feel like?
Yeah.
He was happy, but he was more just like stunned.
Yeah.
And then he immediately went and rearranged his vintage Knicks hat collection.
Yes, he's got a lot. Yeah. And he very kindly gifted me one of them as a new Bing Bonger.
He did. It was very cute.
Which was very nice. Thank you, Tyler.
Yeah. It also doesn't fit him anymore, so
it works for me.
Yeah, worked out. So the Knicks, I will say the vibes are immaculate right now.
God, through the roof.
New York City, when the Knicks are good, the vibes just become something indescribable. It's exciting. It's disbelief.
Yeah.
It's pride for the city. It's everybody gets like both. I would say 10% kinder and 10% more aggressive.
Yes.
Which is an interesting combination.
It is. It kind of reminds me of when it's like golden hour on the first nice day of the summer and people are out on the street in New York City. Everyone's like a little hot, so a little, on edge, a little sweaty, but everyone's like sipping a cocktail or a mocktail on the street. And it's just like people are out. That's what it feels like.
Yes.
That image in my mind is what I think it feels like to be a Knicks fan in New York City right now.
I couldn't agree more because the winter in New York, the winter of Knicks fandom has been so long and so cold. And it's been spring for a little bit because they have gotten to the second round of the playoffs past couple years. It's been exciting. You have Jalen Brunson, who is the biggest star that the New York Knicks have maybe, I don't want to say ever because New York fans will come for me or be like, but like close.
Yeah.
And so things have been warming up a bit, but it still hasn't been like, everybody out on the street in that day.
Right.
This feels like if they do make it to the Eastern Conference Finals for the first time in 25 years.
Right.
26 years? That's summer.
That's summer, baby.
Forget the finals. Like at this point,
It's summer.
it's the first nice day.
It's the first nice day.
And
It's
so
like 78, 80 degrees max.
my husband will not talk about the Eastern Conference Finals, though. He's like, we
We
haven't
gotta
won
get
it yet.
there. Which fair,
gotta get there.
let's be real. As a new Knicks fan, I think I can say this, that of any team who would collapse somehow, it's highly unlikely.
Yeah.
Highly unlikely at this point statistically. Wouldn't it be the Knicks?
Historically,
to kind of
yes.
blow it? Historically. That's what I mean. It won't happen. It won't happen.
The only thing that the Celtics had, first of all, the vibes were bad. Everybody's unbelievably sad now because Tatum's hurt, and they are very good without him. They were 8-2 in the season without him, but things feel different.
Yeah.
So there's some really good sports gossip though that came out of the Celtics Knicks game last night at Madison Square Garden.
There were so many celebrities. I mean, if you know, MSG is like the cream of the crop of Celebrity Row, that and probably going to Staples Center. I refuse to say Crypto Arena for a Lakers game.
And TD Garden in Boston.
Okay.
They have Donnie Wahlberg courtside.
Okay.
No, continue, please.
Cool. Bad Bunny was there. He was there, I think, the last game too,
Yes.
when they lost.
Yeah.
But, whatever. And more importantly, though, Timothée Chalamet, my favorite actor, love him. Statistics. You've never seen that?
No.
What? Timothée Chalamet attended LaGuardia High School.
Yeah.
The Fame High School.
Oh, his rap. Yeah.
Miss Lohan. I love Timothée Chalamet.
He did a rap when he was in high school.
Yeah. He's a real New York kid, obviously. He goes to a lot of Knicks games, and he brought Kylie Jenner, his girlfriend, to the Knicks game last night.
Who is a Kardashian.
Yes. And they were very animated. He was really into the game.
Mm-hmm.
Kylie brought her sister, Kendall, and some other guy. I don't know who that guy was.
I don't know who that guy was.
Some guy friend.
But he was giving
He seemed friend vibes.
friend vibes, yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely like creative director of the Kardashian family.
100%.
Like he was giving PR fake job vibes.
100%. I feel like he's the
And
one.
I don't even care if that's mean because he was sitting courtside at a game.
And I wasn't, as a Knicks fan. Come on. You're
Oh
Knicks
my
fan.
God. Okay, all right. We got it. I'm going to unplug your mic.
But what was more interesting than them sitting courtside, which again, Timmy and Kylie courtside is already enough gossip for me, was that we have talked about this before, but Karl-Anthony Towns, who was traded from the Minnesota Timberwolves to the Knicks and is engaged to Jordyn Woods, who was famously Kylie Jenner's ex-best friend, but they've kind of rekindled the friendship.
Why was she your ex-best friend?
Well,
There were rumors.
There were rumors that Jordyn Woods maybe hooked up with or was hanging out with Tristan Thompson, who is the father of Khloe Kardashian's 2 children, and they were together on and off.
And Chloe is sisters with Kylie.
Yeah.
And but we don't know.
We don't know.
But there was
a riff.
They became not friends.
Yeah, because they used to hang out all the time, post together.
Yeah.
It was like them together against the world vibes.
The amount of Jordans in sports gossip
So many.
is insane.
It is crazy.
And they're all spelled differently. You've got Jordon Hudson.
Yeah.
You've got Jordyn with a Y Woods. You've got Michael Jordan.
Yeah.
Which is the normal way to spell it, I think.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway.
Most common for sure. Anyway, so after the game, Knicks win. Timmy's on the wood, cheering, very excited. Kylie comes out. And then Kylie comes across the screen. SportsCenter posted this clip. And it's Kylie and Jordyn like embracing and being very excited. I was like, what?
I know.
I was shocked.
Okay, so a couple things to say here. The one other little triangle piece, that's not a word.
Piece of the pie?
Puzzle
piece?
Whatever. Bad Bunny, who is sitting courtside, and Kendall and Timmy and Kylie and Kendall were sitting at the baseline.
Yes.
Bad Bunny and Kendall Jenner used to date.
Yes.
Kendall Jenner is now dating. I saw something confirming that they're together. Who knows if that's true, but apparently back together with Phoenix Suns NBA star Devin Booker. So you have a love triangle where Devin Booker wasn't there, but they had, their exes and then ex-best friends. And then, so Jordyn Woods is dating Karl-Anthony Towns, engaged to Karl-Anthony Towns.
Yeah.
And Kylie and she have recently begun to repair their relationship.
Right.
Do we think that Timothée Chalamet and Karl-Anthony Towns became friends because Kat played for the Knicks and Timmy was excited about it? They became friends because Timmy's such a huge Knicks fan. And he was, and Kat and Timmy talked to Kylie and Jordyn. Were like, don't you think you could maybe, like, isn't friendship more important than any riff? Like, doesn't time heal all wounds?
I would love if that was true.
Do we think that Cat Dog and Timmy actually are the reason that Jordyn and Kylie are friends again?
Yes. Yes. That's the only logical explanation. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Also,
do you think Devin Booker, who plays for the Suns, cares that Kendall Jenner was wearing a Knicks hat cheering for the Knicks?
I mean, they're not in the playoffs.
No, they're not. But
I mean,
I might be a little bit like,
yeah.
okay.
But maybe that's the requirement for if you're sitting courtside. Like the Knicks PR is like,
Yeah.
you got to wear the hat.
Maybe Devin Booker was like, whatever, we suck. It's fine.
It's
I
fine.
get it. Don't worry. We totally blew it this year.
I mean, maybe. We don't know.
So those were some key there was another huge thing courtside.
What?
A hard launch of a relationship.
Yes.
Between the rapper Cardi B and now Patriots football player Stefon Diggs.
Wow.
Who famously, there was a video taken in a locker room when he was on the team. I think it was the Texans, but I can't remember what team it was that he played for, where someone from the media team went around asking all of the players who they wouldn't want to date their sister, and everybody said Stefon Diggs.
Yeah, they did. Well, maybe he's a change man.
Maybe.
Who knows?
They look good together.
They
I think,
do. They do.
Stefon and Cardi.
Yeah. No, they looked like a good couple. Good match.
One other thing from Knicks courtside that is really specific.
What?
Is that Tina Fey
Yeah.
had a sick outfit on.
I loved her outfit.
Unbelievable.
So good.
It was like wide leg pants,
Yeah.
Nikes, a big oversized button down,
Yep.
a hat, glasses. That's what I wear, so I really liked
Yeah.
it. But it was like what I wear, but multiply every article of clothing by like $10,000.
Yes.
It's like Loro Piano pants instead
Yeah.
of Banana Republic.
A row button down.
A row, but instead of AYR.
Yes. If you know, you know.
If you know, you know. She just had everything dialed up a little bit.
She did.
And
she
you
did.
could tell, and it looked
Yeah, it was crisp. It was crisp. Crisp lines.
Oh,
Yeah. She looked good.
what I wouldn't give.
What I wouldn't give. Well, like I said, maybe since I'm an official Knicks fan now, we'll get invited.
Oh, to be courtside? I was talking about the clothes.
No, I'm saying I was going to say, and then you can recreate the outfit. Hello.
But I need someone to pay for a row shirt for me.
Well, we'll find someone, a sponsor, someone.
Do you think the row, hear me out.
Oh, please. Oh, wait. I already love whatever you're going to say.
Do you think the row, if we're like, hey, we have a very chic demographic, do you think the row would be like, you know what? We will provide the wardrobe for your video podcast.
I would die. If you don't know what the Row is a very high-end luxury fashion line created by Mary-Kate and Ashley Olsen. Yes, the child stars, and it is beloved by the fashion community. It's not like a celebrity skincare line that no one purchases. Like it is the upper echelon of high fashion.
It's so good.
It's so good.
It's so good. There are coats that haunt me.
Oh.
That feel so heavy and nice.
One time I went into the Rose store with my friend, and the sales associate came up to me and was like, "Oh my God, were you here like last week or week before?" And I just go, "Yeah." I was not there. No. I wasn't buying a row coat. No, I would love to own a row coat though.
There's a store in Brooklyn called Outline, women's store, a beautiful clothing store. And I go in sometimes, and I just look. They have the Aura Lee. They had a fleece Aura Lee button down that was $1,150.
Oh my God.
And I went in and I was like, because, sometimes you're like, well, maybe I'll see something that's not like absurd.
Well, you're like, surely this couldn't be more than 500.
Surely. And then I looked at and I just started laughing and I was like, oh, God. And then there are all these ladies in there who are like, maybe 45.
Yeah.
Who have clearly done well for themselves in some way.
Yeah.
And I once overheard a woman in there be like, I need a full new outfit for my Christmas card pictures with my kids. And then I got angry and then I left because I was like, I am lusting after like one item, and you're in here being like, I'm gonna get a full suit like for my Christmas card.
Oh, that's the dream.
So
That's the
someday,
dream.
so someday, if you ever catch us in there, you know we've done well.
Oh my God,
I love it.
I love that this podcast is a safe space to talk about the row outline, Jayson Tatum's injury.
I mean,
my new Knicks fandom.
Multitudes.
We contain multitudes. Find you another sports podcast. Who can do it all.
Also, if I just sounded critical of outline, I'm not at all.
No.
I'm in awe of what those women have built and curated.
Oh, I'm jealous.
Any twinge in my voice is just that I lust after it.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. All right.
Anyways,
Great. So there's a new pope.
And he's American, and he's a White Sox fan.
He went to the White Sox World Series in 2005.
Incredible.
We have a pope who has been to a baseball game.
Not only any baseball game, a World Series game.
Yeah. Right.
A World Series game? That's a right sentence.
No.
Yeah, okay.
I think that's right.
Yeah. I was like, is there another world
Me
for
too.
a game during the World Series that's like more special?
No.
World Series event.
There you go. Wow.
It kind of is.
Do you think other popes have been to baseball games?
That's a great question.
Like, did they bring JP2 to like
JP2? That sounds like the name of a basketball player.
to John, to Paul? So
I feel like maybe a pope has been to a soccer game.
Oh yeah,
that feels right.
Italy,
like some Italian. We're gonna find out. We'll find out.
Juventus.
If someone knows this. Oh yeah, that's a team.
So the thing about this pope that ties into the Knicks and the Celtics, and we know that there are other playoff games going on, but frankly, those have not been as juicy as this. So we're not going to talk about them. The new pope went to Villanova.
Yeah,
just like Jalen Brunson, Josh Hart, and Mikal Bridges on the Knicks.
Yes.
And apparently is a fan of Villanova men's basketball. So, look, I just want to say I think it's a little unfair that the team that my team is playing has a direct line to God.
I mean, you make a fair point.
Like, sorry, the Celtics are down 3-1 and Tatum got injured, and there's a new pope who likes Villanova basketball. Like,
come on.
Okay.
Well, here's what I'll say.
Coincidences.
Conspiracy theory Charlotte at it again. Theorist, I guess.
Yeah.
No, but my question is, do you think the Pope has like called Jalen Brunson? Like, has he spoken to any Knicks players just to like give him a prayer?
That's a great question.
I would love if that happened.
Here's what I'll say. If the three of those guys were on the Bulls, because I think that the Pope grew up a Bulls fan because he's from Chicago.
Yeah.
Then I would say he is definitely put in a call. But because it's Villanova, which he is a fan of, but it's the Knicks. Yeah. Maybe he's not going quite as hard.
What I love to picture is the Pope watching this game, this round, whatever, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
On his phone, horizontal, on League Pass, just like in the back of the Pope mobile. You know, like he's got to, if he likes sports, I feel like he's surely watching a game on his phone, like, you know, propped up at like a lunch reception, and he's like just
the white smoke comes out, the curtain parts, Pope Leo arrives, and he's just like looking
League
down.
Pass.
So Pope Leo, I don't want to sound, I feel like I just defamed the Pope by saying that he's put in a call to God for Tatum to get hurt. That's not what I was implying. I wouldn't say.
I don't think anyone
like
thought
a guy
that.
who likes people.
Yeah, no.
He
seems like a nice guy.
As a Jew, I'm a huge fan of Pope Leo.
Breaking news.
He's great. I really like this Pope.
No, he seems like a nice guy. And okay, here's my question. If the Knicks go all the way to the finals, do you think the Pope is going to just conveniently plan a trip to New York City around the series? He doesn't even necessarily need to go to a game, but just, he has an appearance at the UN or something like that.
Oh my God. Is it legal for the Pope to go to a basketball? Do you know what I mean? I'm like, what does he wear? Like the Pope hat?
Pope garb. What's Pope casual dress? Like what's casual dress for a Pope? Like white Adidas pants? The robe. Honestly? Wait. Yes.
Like a white cashmere coat.
Yes. The Pope's casual wear is the row. Maybe Loro Piana.
Yes. Maybe a little Brunello Cucinelli.
Oh yeah. Yes.
Oh man, we're cooking.
Oh my God. Okay.
Speaking of divine intervention,
Oh my God.
the NBA draft lottery was also last night was a big day.
Big day.
In the National Basketball Association.
Yeah.
The draft lottery, for those of you who don't know, this is one of my favorite things to explain because when I started working in sports, I wasn't, I sort of was learning as I went. Wasn't fully versed in this. And when I found out that the NBA draft lottery is a thing where they roll a bunch of ping pong balls around to pick who gets the first pick in the draft. So it's a televised event where they are using ping pong balls to determine. It's like when the NFL releases their schedule release, they're like, the schedule will be released on May 31st. And you're like, wait, did you just schedule the schedule release? This is scheduling the picking for the picking.
Right.
But it is a huge deal because it determines which team gets to pick first, because to prevent teams from trying to tank, from purposely being bad and getting if you're the worst team in the league and you just get the number one pick, everyone could try to be the worst team.
Right.
But this way, there are certain odds that are calculated in order to assign. Like if you're really bad, you have a 14% chance of getting the number one pick.
Right.
If you're medium bad, you have this. The Dallas Mavericks had a 1.8% chance of getting the first pick in the 2025 NBA draft. And they got it. Which means that they will most likely, we'll see, be drafting Cooper Flagg, who is the star player out of Duke, who is from Maine.
Shout out.
This is the biggest week for Maine in sports news of all time.
It's a huge week for Maine.
Huge week for you. Had Jordan Hudson, Bill Belichick's girlfriend, compete in the Miss Maine pageant. Now you got Cooper Flagg going number one, probably to the Mavs, maybe, if Nico Harrison doesn't totally screw it up again.
Yeah.
Can you remind people what Nico Harrison did?
I would be honored. So Nico Harrison, GM for the Mavs, famously traded in the thick of night.
Literally 12:30 Eastern.
No, literally. Their star, Luka Doncic, who was beloved by the city of Dallas and the fans of the team, to the Los Angeles Lakers in exchange for Anthony Davis, star of the Lakers. It was shocking, most shocking trade in NBA history. So everyone obviously hates Nico Harrison, and the fans are pissed. So the fact that the Mavs now, by divine intervention, maybe by the Pope,
or Adam Silver, the commissioner of the NBA. Just kidding. I didn't
just
say
kidding.
that.
No, who knows? Who knows what happened? Or just luck.
Yeah.
They get the first pick, which will be Cooper Flagg, who is like the next rising star in the NBA, which is crazy. You can't write it.
No, you can't. And so we've talked a lot about how Nico Harrison is a great example of that your company doesn't care about you. He fired people who've been at the company, aka the Dallas Mavericks, for 20 years. All the people who helped Luka get situated. He didn't want Luka there. He wanted more yes men. He has found that. The Dallas Mavericks have a very good team still, though. They have Kyrie Irving. They have Anthony Davis. If they both get healthy, they have PJ Washington. They have Daniel Gafford. They have a very, very good team. For them to get the number one pick is like Nico traded the face of the franchise and then spectacularly blew the rest of the season.
Yeah.
And then is blessed with the number one pick.
Crazy.
Which goes to show that either there aren't basketball gods, the basketball gods are cruel, or company men are just always going to get bailed out, even if it's by fate.
Whoa. Yeah.
I'm so pissed.
It's crazy.
I'm so pissed.
Crazy.
If Nico Harrison's incompetence is rewarded like this, like...
It's crazy.
Although I did see people saying something like, what if Nico Harrison, given that he did something as stupid as trading away Luka Doncic, what if he just doesn't take Cooper Flagg?
Okay, but hear me out. What if Cooper Flagg pulled an Eli Manning and was like, I don't want to be drafted by the Mavs?
I mean,
can he do that?
Yeah, well, Manning famously just told his agent, like, tell the Chargers I'm not going to play for them.
Yeah.
And they were like, okay.
Because who got the second pick? Wasn't it the 76ers?
Yes.
I think so.
No, third. First pick is Mavs, second pick is Spurs, third is Sixers.
Well, I guess the Spurs, what do I get? Wemby and Cooper Flagg? Could that even logistically
I don't know.
work?
I would just love it if Nico Harrison, look, if he's almost bailed out, right? And everyone's like, oh wow, Nico's just gonna get Cooper Flagg, and then he does another boneheaded thing,
right?
And doesn't give the Mavs fan base Cooper Flagg.
Yeah, just give. I mean,
they will though, because
they will.
Nico said defense wins championships, and Cooper Flagg's good at defense.
I also feel like Cooper Flagg, can't explain it, energetically going off of vibes, just seems like a nice kid, and he's just like, I just want to be, likable, and I'm just going to be agreeable.
I think
he's a good company man.
I think he's a company man. I think Cooper Flagg's a company man.
He is.
So Nico probably loves that.
Yeah. Oh, I'm sure. Oh my God.
Wow.
It's crazy though. It's shocking, and it'll be interesting to see how things unfold when he presumably gets drafted by the Mavs.
Let's go to the draft. It's at Barclays.
Let's go.
I go every year because I just get credentialed and I walk over.
Let's go.
I love an event that I can walk to.
Oh, it's fabulous.
Anything in New York, I'm like, sure, I'll cover it.
Yeah. Let's do it.
Okay.
All right. Add that to the cow.
We did try to go to the WNBA draft. For the
We
record.
did. We did.
The WNBA did not come back to us.
No. Circle back next year.
Yeah. All right. We'll try again. One other NBA thing.
Yeah.
Which shocked me to my core.
Yeah.
Michael Jordan. You all know who he is. The greatest basketball player of all time, unless you think it's LeBron, in which case, whatever.
I don't know why that was funny.
Is going to be a commentator for the NBA on NBC.
They have a stacked lineup.
This is the first time that Michael Jordan is doing a media thing ever.
You know what I'll say? And I saw some people say this on Twitter, but I think we're all thinking it.
What?
It feels like a recession indicator.
Yeah.
Kind of does. Like, Michael Jordan is famously not public, especially with the NBA.
Yeah.
He doesn't want to do anything.
No.
He's just like, I don't know, did he sell the Hornets? I don't
Yeah.
remember. He's in North Carolina, whatever. He's like on yachts, I think I've seen a lot.
Wait.
What?
He sold the Hornets and he's taking a media job?
Yeah.
Does this man need some cash?
But, I mean, he has historically had an interest in gambling, I believe. Mm-hmm. You can look that up. I mean, just historically speaking.
Wow. Oh, if Michael Jordan's taking a job in media,
Right.
we're all bleep that out. So
Follow the money. Follow the money.
it goes all the way to the top.
It goes all the way to the top. I'm excited. I mean, I feel like it says he's like a special commentator or something. He's not going to be doing like a random game in November.
Right.
But I feel like he could maybe do like Christmas game.
He's going to say some wild
Oh my God.
stuff. I just have a feeling that I'm going to be like, I wish Michael Jordan just hadn't talked. You know what I mean?
You know what it's kind of like is maybe Michael Jordan saw other greats like Tom Brady. He's like, oh, well, he's commentating on NFL games. Tom Brady, greatest quarterback of all time, arguably, right?
Yeah.
Patriots
No
fan.
argument there.
Yeah. That maybe Michael was watching one of those NFL games and was like, if that goat can do it, I'm another goat. Might as well get
maybe
out
he
there.
got competitive. He's
I mean, he's
famously
very
like
competitive.
absurdly competitive.
Yeah.
Maybe you're right.
Yeah, and he's like, I can do a better job than Tom Brady.
Yeah, either that, he needs money, or here's the thing. I love, one of my favorite things about Michael Jordan is that he's so quiet and mysterious. And I
Yeah.
think it is so chic, as
It's
we've
very
said
chic.
before. If you don't have to be gabbing publicly like the two of us.
Two gals
it is,
gabbing.
It is so chic.
It is
And
very
I
chic.
love that in a world where like so many of these people are on social media, so many
Yeah.
people have this outsized presence. You know everything about them. I could dissect Tom Brady's Mother's Day post for you right now if we
Right.
had to, which maybe we do. But we don't know much about Michael Jordan. And
Yeah.
I'm sort of sad that he's going to be the next one to start gabbing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, very excited.
It'll be incredible content. It'll be incredible.
We're going to
content.
have a fun time with it.
Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. Recession indicator or not, can't wait.
Yeah. That part. All right. Should we just do a little Jordan and Bill update?
Yeah, we have to.
Look, I'm not that I'm sick of talking about this,
Yeah.
but it feels a little bit sometimes at this point. I'm like, are we just beating a dead horse?
Yeah.
Like,
right.
I don't have much new to say.
No.
Unless there is new stuff. And there is one new thing, which is that Bill's new PR guy has officially started.
Yeah.
At North Carolina. I believe his first day was the Monday of this week.
Oh.
His name is Brandon Faber. He was with the Bears.
Okay.
And so they've got a dedicated Bill PR guy now, so
Yep.
that requests will just go through him. And I don't think it's a coincidence that this guy starts and they announce that Bill's going to be doing a interview with Michael Strahan. Is that correct?
On Good Morning America. They're doing a sit-down interview on Good Morning America on Friday morning, I believe. So we'll see how that
I'll be
goes.
sat.
I will be sat.
Bill-
Bright and early with my coffee.
Bill's sitting down. I'll be sitting down.
I'll be sitting. I would love if it was a standing interview. Can you imagine how jarring it would be on just television? They're just standing.
and like swaying slightly.
Yeah, sitting on a hip. Have you seen the article? There's like these articles about how Americans tend to like when they're in line, they like sit on their hips more or
Yeah.
something. I don't.
What?
Yeah, look it up.
More than other countries?
More than like Europeans are like, why do America? You can always tell Americans by how they like
They
stand.
slouch in line?
Yeah.
Yeah, we're
Anyways.
a bunch of schlubs. Come on. Okay, a
Anyways.
couple questions for you.
Yes.
Do you think Jordyn will be there?
Yes, but I don't think she'll be on television.
I agree.
I think she'll be behind the scenes.
She is, however, still doing all of his persona stuff, his stuff not related to UNC.
That we know of now, yes.
So I guess the question is maybe this is a UNC book thing. I don't know. I'm excited to see how it pans out.
Well, and I will say GMA and the kind of Today shows of the world famously do a lot of coverage around books. Mm-hmm. You know, so maybe I'm sure it's an interview about his book. That's typically, I know from experience working in entertainment, you want to be booked on those shows to talk about your book because it
Such a
helps
good
with
point.
getting on New York Times bestseller list, blah, blah, blah.
And I think the sales for the book have not been phenomenal. I did pre-order it. It's called The Art of Winning,
I got to get it.
which I'm just realizing is, Sun Tzu's The Art of War.
Yeah.
Well,
There we go. That's
Anyway.
where the name came from. We really need to do a book club for the book.
yeah.
Maybe we'll figure that out.
Because there are going to be other athlete books we're going to have to do.
Yeah. If anyone's interested, maybe we'll do like a read along. I don't know, something.
Yeah, we'll
Think
do a
about it.
live stream where I just sit here and read the book and you watch me read the book.
I don't need that. Don't
No
need
one
that.
does.
How about everyone reads their chapter,
No one
comes
does.
back to book club, half the people have read it, half haven't,
And we talk about it.
and we talk about it.
Okay, yes, great.
Yes.
So I was talking to Richard Johnson, who is a great college football reporter for CBS and the one of the hosts of Split Zone Duo, great podcast about college football. And I was asking him if there's any chance that Bill doesn't coach this season. So Richard, who knows the ACC conference very well, who's done a lot of reporting about UNC, he said, I think that people predicting Bill gets fired are insane. This is certainly a fiasco, but it's not that serious. They'll rejigger the comm structure and get rolling here, business somewhat as usual, which seems to me the most realistic. I think I feel like this story at this point, and look, we've covered it as much as anyone. We also don't have ownership over it. Like we're nothing like that. It feels to me like it's become more of a media story than a story about Bill and Jordyn anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because it's gotten to the point where it's like, how do you cover it? What do you say about it?
Right.
I think our position has long been like, this is interesting to us because of who it affects outside of Bill and Jordyn.
Yeah.
As we've said many times, like the UNC staff, the recruits at UNC, when Jordyn mentions how much she cares about fishermen, which I don't doubt, but then she hasn't really done the correct things or supported the political candidates who would then help those fishermen. Like, all of that is more interesting.
Yeah.
Because at a certain point, it's like, well, Bill's an old rich man who's fine.
Yep.
Jordyn now has a lot of power herself. I don't doubt that it's difficult to be at the center of a media storm like this, but she also still has been very good at continuing to make it about herself. So it's sort of like, at this point, I'm like, what is this?
What are we even talking about?
What are we talking about?
I know. What are we even talking about?
I don't know.
Yeah, it's a little bit of an existential crisis.
I'm having an existential crisis.
About the Bill and Jordyn saga. Yeah, I feel that way. It's like, what are we even talking about anymore?
Yeah.
Listen, we cover it again from the angle we've always said, like, this is a story about power and how that power can impact other people. It's not about their age gap, as we've been saying since October. And so if more information comes out that impacts that perspective,
Yes.
it's like, that's interesting to us.
Yes.
And if something comes out that's like not that, I don't feel like it's worth talking about.
Yeah, same.
We're having an existential crisis right now.
Yeah, we're
in real time.
I think we're on the same page.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Nailed it.
Yep.
There we go.
Anyways.
Okay.
Moving on. Aaron Rodgers, our man. We talked about this. Was it last week?
Yeah, it feels like
I think so.
10 years ago.
Pre going to Maine. Aaron Rodgers was spotted at the Kentucky
Derby.
I like the Kentucky Derby.
Yeah, it's like bourbon.
I mean, it kind of works. Kentucky Derby at a pre-event with a ring on what looked like his wedding ring finger, and we suspected, like, is he married, engaged? There were some reports that he's with this woman and they may be married. But then TMZ reported that he was not wearing a ring at a workout. And the headline, I just have to read it.
This is unhinged.
The headline says, Aaron Rodgers, no ring at workout, ... I do ... lift weights. Incredible headline.
They are.
Does that mean anything, though, that he didn't wear his ring to work out? Because I know, like, it's not great to.
Sometimes when I go to Pilates, not to brag, I take my rings off.
Yeah.
Because if you're doing tower
Yeah.
and they have you pulling down on that bar, you get calluses.
Exactly.
That doesn't mean
No, doesn't
Excuse
mean
me,
anything.
I'm swearing today. I have a dirty mouth.
It doesn't mean anything. I don't think it means anything.
I don't either.
Again, we still have no confirmation one way or the other if he's engaged. But
Here's what I will say. You said it looked like an Aura ring.
Yeah.
What he was wearing.
Yeah.
If that were an Aura ring, don't you think he would wear it to work out?
ooh, great point.
Maybe he's married
Ooh,
to Brittany with
whoa,
an I.
Brittany with an I.
Who we can't Google, and it's driving me insane.
Yeah.
Can someone DM us and tell us who this woman is?
Who is she?
Thank you.
Yeah. Anyways,
All right.
that's that.
What else?
Well, we have a baby announcement.
Ooh.
And an announcement on floral arrangements.
Oh, hell yeah.
Our favorite subject.
Let's rock and roll.
One of our listeners DM'd us this news. Thank you so much, Mallory Pugh. If you don't know who she is a two-time Women's World Cup champion.
Wow. Mal.
Crazy. And Dansby Swanson, who's the Chicago Cubs shortstop. They are expecting their first baby together.
Amazing.
Congrats to
Huge
them.
Congrats.
They tied the knot in 2022. But what is more important here than them tying the knot or them even just announcing they're having a baby is the floral arrangements. Wow. So the floral arrangements they used, I don't think look compressed.
These are beautiful.
They are,
Hold on. Can you zoom in on that? My eyes are bad.
let's see if I can zoom. They are some white flowers with greenery, kind of a light pink rose situation.
Yeah. We got a dusty rose. We got a Gerber daisy. We got a calla lily.
Wow, look at you naming flowers.
Yeah, I know the names of flowers.
But it does not look compressed, which I love.
Beautiful. They
10
are
out of 10.
spaced out. We've got some tall guys doing some sort of squiggly things.
I like tall guys doing some squiggly things.
Me too. It
Feels like something from Dr. Seuss. Yeah, I love it. I love not seeing compressed florals
Same.
in an
It is
announcement from an athlete.
so refreshing.
So refreshing.
Also, this just is once again why, someday if I have kids, they're not going to be able to get a scholarship at a D1 program because these athletes keep having kids together and they're
keep
just
having
going to
kids.
breed a new class of super athletes.
I know. It's a bummer for us normies.
I mean, look, not to toot our own horn.
What?
You're tall.
That's true.
We're all fairly tall. My husband's tall. He's athletic. Your
Yeah.
husband's athletic.
Yeah.
If anyone has a chance, we do have a chance.
That's true.
Like they
That's true.
could row crew maybe.
Yeah.
Or like,
My husband played baseball.
okay.
He could hit some
I just don't.
homers.
I feel like the major sports are out of our reach, but I
No, I
feel
don't
like
think
there's
so.
a D1
A
scholarship.
niche.
Yeah, we could do they could play squash.
Yes, I could see it.
Just spitballing here. Anyway.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Some Taylor and Travis news. Taylor Swift, you know who she is. Travis Kelce, tight end for the Kansas City Chiefs. You also know who he is. We're spotted in Philadelphia with Travis's brother Jayson Kelce.
Yep.
And his wife Kylie Kelce and Mama Kelce,
Yeah.
otherwise known as Donna Kelce,
Yeah.
for Mother's Day.
So nice. They were all having lunch or brunch together.
Yeah, it looked cute.
It looked fabulous.
We haven't seen much of Travis and Taylor.
No, I think there was like one other spotting a while ago, but I can't even remember.
Oh, in the ski towns.
Yes, with Aaron Andrews,
Yeah.
something like that.
But Taylor and Travis were also in New York with her mom and brother. So maybe we're getting... You know what was interesting? They looked like not dressed up for paparazzi.
No, they were just in like normal outfits.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think those photos were not paparazzi photos.
No, I don't think that was supposed...
those were like customer photos.
Yeah, those weren't supposed to get out.
No. Those are like people at the restaurant. Which here's what I'll say. All right, listen. I appreciate the content for the purpose of this podcast, but I will say, let people, let them eat in peace.
Just...
Let them eat in peace.
Also, how much do you think TMZ pays for those photos?
Probably not as much as you would think.
Because I was going to say, if it's like $500,000,
No.
sell them.
I mean, if it was 500,000, I mean, maybe if there's a
If
photo of if Taylor Swift decided to have a child and was pregnant,
Right,
and
right,
it was
right.
the first spot. I mean, that sure. I mean, still, I think
Okay,
it's an
don't
invasion
sell
of
that.
privacy.
Don't sell that.
It's an invasion of privacy.
I take it back. Don't sell them for any cost.
Don't sell them.
Just
But
look.
I think that's when TMZ would shell out big cash when there's like a
Yeah.
bigger moment. I don't think a brunch is what's paying the big bucks.
I'm just saying, Michael Jordan's doing TV, so if you got to get that bag,
Recession indicator.
we get it. So let's end on this because
Yeah.
for some, I don't know why I found this so funny. There was an ESPN article about Caitlin Clark, and she gave a quote about Taylor Swift because you remember when they were sitting.
Oh,
she
yeah.
was. They watched a Chiefs game together in Taylor's suite.
Yes.
At Arrowhead. Caitlin Clark, WNBA player for the Fever. Season starts soon, so there was a profile of her. She said this about Taylor Swift. I think what people don't always realize about people with a certain spotlight, whether it's her, whether it's me, whether it's another professional athlete or a pop star, we're real people. We're just having normal conversations as any other person in Arrowhead Stadium that night. She loves the Chiefs just as much as I do. I'm talking football with her. She loved it, and just like her passion, and honestly, probably one of the sweetest people I've ever been around. And everybody says it when you meet her, but it's really true. She just treats everybody with the same amount of kindness, and her family was great. I don't know why I find this so funny. I think because it just says nothing, but it's also nice.
No, it's just nice.
It's just like nice, and it's a long quote.
Yeah,
and you're
I believe it. I believe
Same.
it. I believe what she's saying.
I do
believe it.
think normal conversations starts to be like,
Yeah.
which private jet did you take?
Right.
Like, I don't know, but I believe normal for them.
Yes, normal for
Lovely.
them. Yeah. No, it seems great. Now, my question is, do you think Taylor Swift will attend an Indiana Fever game this season? Watch Caitlin Clark play with
should.
Travis.
She should.
Because
Absolutely.
not during football season. Travis can attend. Well, my prediction,
Okay.
saying it now, that Taylor and
You're
Travis.
doing
I'm
it.
doing what you do. Charlotte does a lot of this. That Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce will attend the Liberty game versus the Fever. Aren't they playing a game at Barclays? I
Yeah.
believe they are this season.
Whoa. Okay.
That feels like the right crossover.
Love this.
Love it.
Love it. Clip it when we're right.
Clip it, baby.
The amount of things that we've said that about, and I can't even remember, so I don't even know. Like
what's
we
come
should
true.
we should keep a list of like predictions we made, so that
Yes.
if it happens, we
someone
can go, 'cause
someone make a Google Doc.
just in one ear. And,
Yeah, out the other.
Yeah.
Anyways,
All right.
well,
Congrats to us for doing another episode.
we did it, baby. Thank you, as always, to everyone who listens, comments, likes, subscribe, rates, and reviews us. It really makes a huge difference. We always appreciate it. We say it every week, but it really does make a huge difference, and we really appreciate it.
Couldn't do it without you.
True.
Thank you, and catch you on the flip side.
Catch you on the flip.
Bye.
Bye.